Hello, hello, and welcome back for another round of sanctimonious seeking and virtuous valiance down in the crawling catacombs and pustulant passages of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And as strange as this may sound, I think it's time for a training montage here at Old Perfidious Manor. Because as you can see, the team is still lacking legendary seekers in several sort of critical roles. And if the 80s taught me anything, which arguably they didn't, but if they did, the thing that they taught me is that the best way to learn any skill, overcome any obstacle, or complete any difficult task is with a sweet-ass, spunky training montage set to the cool, new wave sound of a band like Bone Symphony. Or, possibly to the pure soaring tones of a little Zamfir-inspired pan-fluting, but that particular stipulation only applies if you're Daniel LaRusso, and then only when you're visiting Okinawa. The rest of the time, it's gotta be New Wave. That's the rule. And as such, since New Wave is the rule, I think it's time to start putting one foot in front of the other and then putting the other foot down in the dungeon with some of Perfidious Manor's less experienced seekers, and we can then see if the 80s was right about the whole montage craze or if they were just lying about that bullshit the same way Reagan lied about the whole Iran-Contra thing, which admittedly was kind of disappointing. So, let's find out. Less talented means probably we're doing an apprentice level mission this time. I would like to get Garrett, Katniss, and Bruenor, arguably, theoretically Bruenor, up to Resolve rank 3. Susan McAllister is going to go on the mission, but meh. That's really the most inspired sort of, I guess it wasn't really a word, it was more of a sound, but the most inspiration that I can come up with for Susan McAllister, that's it. That's the limit of my enthusiasm. I can give her a and that's as good as it gets. This is not a great item. Arguably, we're not really going to get great items since we're doing low-level quests, but at least something useful would be nice. I suppose we'll go for this one. You know what? Which one has the most crests? Doesn't really matter. 4 is the best we can do. All right, then. We got a medium mission. Arguably, we should try and do a medium mission if there's not a long, which there isn't. So medium is as good as it's going to get. Looks like we're exploring 90% of rooms down in the Warren, so let's get the team together. Get the band back together, as it were. We're going to go with Garrett Jax, Bruenor Battlehammer, and Susan McAllister. I'm not happy about the whole Susan McAllister thing, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? We do want to make sure everyone has all of their appropriate skills upgraded so that no one is going in undergunned. It looks like everybody is good. Susan McAllister, yeah, whatever. Everybody is good but Susan. Susan is not good. Susan is never good because she's a plague doctor and they're terrible. I mean, she's never going to be good. At best, we could say that Susan is acceptable. Speaking of acceptable, though, on the plus side, Susan does have one advantage working in her favor. She can have the rarest of the rare trinkets because, doesn't fucking matter. We only are ever going to have the one plague doctor. I mean, seriously, we're going to have one plague doctor. That's it. One. That's the limit, the top, the Mona Lisa. That's as high as it goes. It's one friggin' plague doctor. One. So we can give her whatever plague doctor only crap we have, and she can have the best of the best, and it's not going to make a difference because she's still going to be fucking terrible. Do we have any other plague doctor only things? I mean, we got to have some other plague doctor only shit. We've had, like, no plague doctors, so, I mean, there's got to be some somewhere. These are sorted. Jester, Vestal, Grave Robber, Arbalest, Grave Robber. We have one Plague Doctor only item? I really find that hard to believe. Or did I sell them all because I hate Plague Doctors? I mean, theoretically, that could easily have happened. I sold them all because I hate Plague Doctors. Okay, well, it's probably the sensible thing to have done, actually. The Ancestor's Coat? No, that's really good, actually. I don't want to give that to you. Not to Susan McAllister. That's terrible. That's unnecessary. Actually, that needs to go on probably one of our men-at-arms. Probably one who's higher rank, really. Actually, we don't really have a higher rank one. Okay. And I know that our Crusader actually already has that taken care of. No. None of this stuff is useful. Alright, well, let's see if we've got anything. This is all... None of this shit is going to help. If he was in rank 4, a sniper's ring would not be terrible. What's this eye patch do? Bonus HP, penalty to damage, not fantastic. Can we give them anything? Just, seriously, anything at all. Plus 10 protection, plus 10 dodge of torch. You know what? That's okay. Jester's dice. Do we have any just like regular garden variety stuff? We are lowering our damage, so I'd say we could use a plus damage item, but giving plus damage to a plague doctor is fucking pointless. Bonus accuracy. Bonus, did we take a penalty to HP? No. We have a penalty to death blow resistance, but not a penalty to hit points. Move skill chance. None of this stuff is useful. Caution cloak? You know what? Giving a speed penalty to a plague doctor is barely relevant. Except for the fact that we could theoretically try and use stunning blast. And whatever. Reckless charm. Actually, don't you already have... she already has plus accuracy. Probably don't need to pile up on that. Bonus stun skill chance is not terrible. Let's do that. -1 crit, it doesn't matter because Plague Doctor's criticals are fucking irrelevant. Their actual attacks and the parts that can critical do shit damage, which is yet another statistical, objective, verifiable reason why Plague Doctors are terrible. Blights can't crit. Most of their damage actually comes from a stackable delayed damage, and none of that shit can ever critical, meaning Plague Doctors do less damage than everyone else because all of their damaging attacks have penalties. But I digress. I've probably made my case on Plague Doctors on multiple occasions. Let's not beat that particular dead horse, because I think it's pretty well flogged. So, what about camping skills? You know what? No, I'm not backtracking at this point to redo your camping skills. I will equip all the camping skills for the people who have already been wise enough to get them taken care of. Man, we would have buffs out the tookus. Bonus, yeah. It's real good. We're gonna have some crazy ass buffs. What have you got? Plus protection, small penalty to damage, plus protection. Alright. You're good, actually, Garrett Jax. You've got good trinkets. What about Bruenor? Bruenor's trinkets are less good, and we can fix some of that. We're gonna give him a tough ring. Bleed resistance with a crit penalty is not great. Don't we have... You know what? For now, I think, yeah, I'm going to go with the Ancestor's Coat. For now, it's real good in this case. Real good. All right. So that's got to everybody but Katniss, who I think... Actually, Katniss, don't you have really good trinkets already? You have no trinkets. Well, we should definitely finish that. I'm thinking double sniper's rings for you would be quite good. At least one sniper's ring for sure. We don't have any Arbalist-only trinkets. Well, we actually have... I guess we can take a look. We had a couple. They just weren't very good. Debuff skill chance, bonus move skill chance, -10. You know, that's actually not terrible. And that'll do for now. That's fine. Trinket sorted. Let's provision and get to work. Now, we are going to bring a ton of food because we have effectively no healing on this, and we do have a medium mission, so we're probably going to operate at a loss here. I'm going to pin that squarely on the shoulders of Susan McAllister. I mean, I blame her for everything. Blame Susan, hashtag blame Susan. So I'm going to be pinning everything on her, but we're going to way over provision for this mission. Just to make sure that nobody comes home in a box or a bag or a jar, but shuffles home on their own 2 feet. I mean, possibly they'll be shuffling home as a zombie, but if that happens, well, I mean, what are you going to do? Zombification, that's part and parcel, it's part of the whole gig. I mean, that's a kind of a hazard of doing business down in old Perfidious Manor. Sometimes you're gonna get, infested with the zombification virus and come back a zombie. You know, this dungeon is large, but actually the layout of the dungeon is not terrible. We can just go this route, do a little serpentine pattern, and tweak up here, skip these last 2 rooms, and we'll be sitting pretty. Wow, I mean, pretty-ish. Let's not go crazy. We are going to keep our torch level high, and Susan McAllister will be doing all of the risky investigating. Stashed heirlooms. Honestly, crests are the one heirloom we still need, so I'm not upset to find them. Susan dodging a trap, surprisingly. She did dodge a lot of shark bites, so, maybe her agility is pretty well developed. I gotta assume her reflexes are fairly well honed. Mako shark. Gotta be kind of a difficult thing to dodge, and if she can dodge those, Occult scrawling, sure, check them out. Dull and uninteresting. I like the script to Deep Blue Sea, eh, Susan? I kid Susan McAllister because she's a fictional character. Also, actually, Deep Blue Sea I kind of enjoyed. I mean, it was not a good movie, don't get me wrong. It's not like a magnum opus of film or anything. It's Not going to be heralded by the Institute. It won no Oscars, but it was good enough. And it does have one of the greatest sort of inspiring moment speeches of all time. I mean, it doesn't really last, and it's kind of uninspiring the way things actually pan out. But still, watching Samuel L. Jackson get bit in half by a shark, that's not something you see every day. Katniss Everdeen doing some nice spider killing for us. And it looks up. You guys have skills in different orders, and that's simply not going to work. We need to fix that. Everybody's skills go in the same spot, guys. They got to be in the same order, so we're gonna change that. We have 2 units that are marked themselves, and the Grave Nibbles still win at Katniss Everdeen, who also picked up a stun. Yeah. Oh wait, that's actually not what I wanted. Oh well, I guess Katniss is feeling bolder than ever. Not that I don't really think Katniss suffers from a lack of self-confidence. Susan McAllister should suffer from a lack of self-confidence, though, because literally the first time anything has attacked her in this dungeon, what happens? She gets critical. That's about right. If you die, Susan, we're just going to replace you with another Susan. There are endless Susan McAllisters. I hate to break it to you. You are endlessly replaceable, ma'am. Endlessly replaceable. Alright, so we're redoing this. These have to be in the same order on both Garrett Jax and Bruenor. Otherwise, I'm going to dick it up. So they go bump, 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 bump. Now, you two are the same now, right? Okay, good. Susan, we're going to change your skills too, because I don't know what the hell you've got going on here, but it's a fucking train wreck, so let's fix that. Noxious Blast, Plague Grenade, Incision, and I guess Battlefield Medicine, because we sort of need a heal, even though it's a fucking terrible, terrible heal. And eat some... Susan McAllister heals 1 from food. That's brilliant. Alright, so this is going to end well. On the plus side, we are going to pick up a little free food here to replace what Susan just ate. So, I mean, at least she's efficient. Actually, we're going to replace what Susan just ate and then some. So let's feed a little to Katniss Everdeen. You look like you could put on a little weight, Katniss. I mean, you engage in a lot of strenuous activities. You probably need some extra calories. I mean, the Hunger Games, they call them the Hunger Games because you burn a lot of calories while committing your rampant homicidal activities. That goes through a lot of calories. We know it, Katniss. Nice dodge from Garrett Jax. And let's go for a bonk. Let's try and get this drummer before he gets a chance to do a ton of stress attacks at us. A little bit of munch. Going at our marked unit, that's fine. Johnny Munch-a-Lot is dead. And hey, Susan McAllister has something to do now. There we go. Bruenor following up, get a little bit of bonk. So we have 2 marked units, then 2 dead units. Things are going reasonably well. We're actually going to throw this at Susan McAllister. And we're going to have her try and see if she can... Hey, she cured a blight. And critical to heal. Holy shit, it's the most useful Susan McAllister has ever been. And then she got smashed in the face by a ball and chain, but, what are you going to do? Also, I don't really care. I mean, I don't really care. They could kill Susan McAllister right now, and I can't find the will to give a single fuck. There's not a single fuck to give, folks. I don't have any. No fucks. No fucks. I'm all out of fucks. I'm all out of fucks. I really hate Susan. Alright, I guess we'll just heal Susan then. So the stackable buff and repeat healing is going to do some reasonable work for us, actually. A little bit of Butcher's Cut, dodged, and see, that's how you fight, Susan McAllister. That right there is how you get shit done. Watch Bruenor and Garrett. Look at the teamwork those two are showing. Feeding off each other's moves. They're fucking focused. They're with it. They're kicking ass. We don't... let's just check it out. Leftovers from a previous dinner, so more food. Well, you know, I feel a little guilty about eating all this food. I mean, I feel like we should be maybe sending some of it over to the less fortunate children overseas. I mean, there's hungry kids starving everywhere, and I'm about to throw some of this food on the floor because we just don't need it. Alright, Susan, dig through a shovel. Then again, we haven't exactly found a super abundance of loot either, so... Oh, there goes some of our food. But we haven't exactly found a super abundance of loot either, so it's not like we need the inventory space for anything else. We might as well just hang on to the food. We do still have quite a bit of dungeon left to go here. And we're finding ourselves in a surprisingly large number of fights, which is a little unfortunate. Bruenor, I would love to get both for Possoff before this Fusilier gets a chance to blanket fire. That would be delightful, with a capital D. Theoretically, we could have took a shot at the Fusilier. Oh, going for the shank on Katniss Everdeen, huh? Nobody shanks Katniss Everdeen, the girl on fire. The fuck is wrong with you, man? I'm gonna have the president of the coalition, or whatever the shit organization it is that Donald Sutherland is in charge of, come talk to you, young man. Yeah, that guy got killed by the double Bruenors. We did take a little more damage than I'm comfortable with. So let's go for a battlefield medicine here on Susan. She's going to patch up. Little Katniss Everdeen. Rain of Whips. Double whack. Man, the men-at-arms are really kind of holding it down for us. This guy's going to be dead. Oh, a rare non-critical from Katniss Everdeen. I am surprised. Yeah, just cure yourself. Physician, heal thyself. Also come up with a drug for Mako sharks that makes them hyper-intelligent and also murderous for whatever reason. Personally, I would have thought a hyper-intelligent shark that was held in captivity would probably simply have just wanted to escape captivity. But, nah, that's not how it works. Actually, murder is pretty much the first order of business for a hyper-intelligent shark. You should have known better. Yeah, you and Richard Marx, Susan McAllister, you and Richard Marx. While we're on the 80s montage theme, I mean, we can't not mention Richard Marx. That guy was basically king of the 80s. Take every 80s trope, sort of every 80s kind of infusion, and Richard Marx, he is the agglomeration of all of those things. If you took them all and put them into one big pile, you'd pile them up and it would be, well, it would be Rick Astley standing next to Richard Marx. That's just what would come out. All the hair scrunchies, the big hair, shoulder pads, all that kind of stuff. It'd all pile up to be Richard Marx. All of it. Doing coke in the bathroom at CBGB or whatever the shit name that place was. It was famous for people doing coke. That might have been more of a 70s thing anyway. Honestly, I don't really care. Meat makes the hero violently ill. Well, everything dangerous. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding about Susan McAllister doing everything dangerous. She's going to do everything dangerous. She's going to disarm a trap in a minute, too. That's not going to go well for Susan, because I don't care what her trap percentage... Holy shit, she actually did it. Well played, Susan. Well played. A stack of books? Sure, you'll check them out. You're Susan McAllister. You know no fear. You will tread where God says that you shouldn't trifle. I mean, hyper-intelligent sharks? What could possibly come out of that would be negative? Susan will dare anything. Literally anything. Mostly because we just don't care about her life. Also, we should probably feed her a little. Then again, only getting 1 health per food is kind of a bad investment. Theoretically, we should not feed her. We'd better off to just let her starve. It is fun to have a whipping boy, though. I gotta admit, it's kind of enjoyable to have a whipping boy. It really is. We'll dig through this rubble. Continue on. We're gonna have a fight in here. This is a treasure room. 83 is plenty. If we crank it up any higher, we'll actually be wasting torchlight, so 83 is good. This is gonna be a highly winnable battle right here. I think we'll go for the let's go for the suppression.
Well struck.
1 critical, debuffs across the board. That's fantastic. A little bit of extra stress relief as well. Drums of debilitation. We resisted the debuff. We did take the mark. We have not yet had a chance to go. That's unfortunate. The whole enemy team is going to beat us on the speed, huh? Alright then. Nope, not this guy. So 5 damage for our little carrion eating friend. That guy actually already was marked. Sure. We'll give Susan McAllister a chance to do some damage. You didn't see it, but I made air quotes around the word damage, because let's look at that. So she hit 2 units with an attack. Theoretically, one of her better attacks. It's a double blight attack. So far, it's got 0 damage. Let's just keep track. And I'm even going to give it opportunities to do damage, even though I would prefer to kill the swine drummer first. I'm going to let this work, and let's see just how much damage we can get out of that attack from Susan McAllister. So Garrett, we'll have you bonk this guy. Carrion Eater is still up and kicking. Alright. Katniss literally can't shoot at anything else. Alright, so 3 damage. We did 1 attack that has done so far a total of 3 damage. And that's it. So that's what our little Plague Doctor contributed to that fight. 3 damage, literally 5 times less than our next lowest contribution, I think. Katniss ever, not 5, sorry, like 4 times less than our next lowest Katniss contribution, because Katniss only did like 12, so. Better open up this heirloom chest. I mean, we have a key. Of course, we're going to have Susan open it up, because we have no idea what's inside there. Could be risky, could be dangerous. I'm going to let the blight tick on Bruenor, that's fine. We can do stress relief at the end of this dungeon if things go well. Also, if things go well, I'll be with you tonight, Tone Loke style, but I don't expect things to go well. It didn't really turn out that well for Tone Loke in that song, either. Wow, Susan McAllister, positive quirk. She got what? A boon at last. She is evasive. Well, she was kind of evasive when the CEO and board of Aquatica asked her just exactly what is it that you're doing here. with these godless abominations that you have created. She was definitely evasive about answering that question as well, much to Stellan Skarsgård and everyone else's disappointment. Yeah, let's go for the AoE attack. Alright, so we got 7 damage there out of Katniss with what is arguably her weakest attack, but we did get the double debuff on the Fusiliers, which is nice. We're going to try and kill one of these Fusiliers before the AoE damage comes back at us. Alright, so a quad dodge and the riposte. Well, this guy is dead. Another quad dodge and the riposte. Holy crap. Team is on fire. That guy's probably dead. He's very close. And that one is dead. Critical from Bruenor, although I'm not sure why he got moved back. It's intriguing. And not really an issue, because we're going to bonk this guy with Garrett Jax, and we'll just rampart back forward if we have to. I really like dual men-at-arms. I really do. And so Susan McAllister contributing 5 damage. Still the least in the party, I'd like to point out. We'll throw a heal at her with Katniss. Katniss currently has her by 1 point of damage. It's true. Oh, hey! She has outdone Katniss. Fantastic. For once, the Plague Doctor didn't do the least damage.
But a victory nonetheless.
We could throw some stuff on the floor, or we could just eat this food. Let's just eat the food. We'll take the Jade. We are going to be a little cash conscious here because we way overspent on this mission. I mean, sort of purposely. We just wanted to make sure everybody came home safe. And we knew Susan McAllister was going to be fucking boat anchoring us the entire mission, so we did bring a super abundance of food and other consumables. Probably should have used a torch, but yeah, 70 light is, it's surmountable. We could hit everybody. Look at that, 12 damage from Katniss Everdeen with a fantastic shot. Let's go for a little bonking on this Cutthroat. We can't hit the Fusilier, he's too far back. It's a little unfortunate. Little slice and dice. That's got him dead with the riposte. Little blanket fire. This may also kill the Fusilier. Fusilier also dead from the riposte. Say what you want about riposte, man. That shit holds it down. If he rains of whips here, this guy's gonna die. He's gonna be dead before we get a chance for any of this blight to tick. Yep, that's why we didn't throw the blight, because it would have ticked 1 time. Assuming it hit and didn't get resisted, it would have done 3 damage. The incision actually would have done more damage had it hit. It missed. Again, if it missed, though, the Noxious Blast likely also would have missed. It has a slightly higher base accuracy, actually. It's 5% more likely to have connected. 5%. Also, throw a heal here. Katniss healing for 2. It's nothing impressive, but that's the same as feeding Susan McAllister 2 chunks of food, so it's still a net gain for us. Little cash there. Speaking of food, let's go ahead and eat this. No reason to let it go to waste. We'll let Garrett Jax chow down on that. We are out of keys, but we don't care. A trap chest, not a problem for Susan McAllister. She can take anything to the face. She has the most durable face in Hollywood. I don't remember what that actress's name is. Susan McAllister has the most durable face in the Aquatica team, though, that's for sure. Citrine, we should probably consider getting rid of some other stuff. We have a trap and the end of the hallway. You know what? We don't need portraits at all. The medicine, I'm pretty sure we're not going to need between now and the end of the dungeon. Susan McAllister has gone 2 for 2 on traps, surprisingly. It's surprising because she succeeded at something, which I would never have expected, but she did twice. So she's thwarting expectations all over. I mean, she's still terrible, and the mission is complete, so let's get the shit out of here. But, or, you know what? No. We've still got plenty of food. There's 2 rooms of dungeon left. We've still got enough for our stress relief and healing. Let's keep going. More Resolve EXP. That's why we came down here. We should get as much Resolve as we can. I mean, theoretically, we could backtrack to go for that fight if we really wanted to maximize it, but that's probably a little aggressive in the backtracking department. And Susan has walked into a number of traps now, probably more than is really healthy for her. We can bail out anytime we want. She just randomly got 20 stress for something. Okay. Well, here's a little more stress. And you're now bloodthirsty. We should probably burn some torches. So let's burn out. We'll torch out. This room is empty, which is lucky, because I would not have relished fighting full-on in the dark with this particular team. If we had bumped into the Shambler, we would have been in for a world of hurt. And pack contains loot. Alright, we'll take whatever it is. Let's check out this last room. We're at the last of our torchlight. And that's going to be it. So a full exploration of this dungeon. We're going to take our booty and get the hell out of here. So we definitely lost cash on this, although, you know, a little over 11,000 is not a terrible haul for an apprentice level dungeon. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's not shameful either. Picked up 12 crests, which are useful, 4 buffs, which are completely irrelevant. Garrett Jax making resolve. Oh, this is exactly what we wanted. Fantastic. Well done, everyone. 3 resolve. Garrett Jax making level 3. Bruinor picking up 3 resolve, also making level 3. Zoophobia's got to go, but Amateur Weaponsmith actually will save us some cash. Not that that's really relevant at this point. And Katniss Everdeen also making rank 3. So pretty solid contributions from everybody on that team. Except for Susan, who survived, which is really all we needed. But the important thing, everyone else made rank 3, which is good, because now we can begin putting our leper Rosal back in there and start ranking up some people who actually matter. Susan. Alright, well, that's taken care of. We do need to do a little sanitarium work. I believe Bruinor picked up an undesirable trait. He actually has a number of undesirable traits, so Bruinor is going to be in the old sanitarium for the foreseeable future. Anybody else have anything they really kind of need to get rid of? Guilty Conscience, I do not like at all. Let's get rid of that as well for Katniss Everdeen. I mean, Katniss does often feel guilty about the things she does during the Hunger Games, but hey, do what you do to survive, man. You gotta do what you do. The rabies, oh, we'll hang on to those. Unquiet Mind is not a problem. A Blutomania, actually, and Hagiomania, neither one really a deal breaker. Arya Stark has finally found some mental health. Django's fine. Murphy? None of those are particularly deal-breaking. Lagophobia is real shitty. Let's get rid of that. Simkin could theoretically be a part of a dark-oriented team because of his stress heal ability. So we're going to make sure that if we do choose to go in the dark and rely on Simkin's stress heal to keep our stress under good management, he's not the one freaking the shit out. And with that taken care of, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Although, you know what? Let's check by our Nomad Wagon very quickly. See what trinkets are on order. Nomad Wagon is fully upgraded. The Berserk Mask is real interesting. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It is good. The Berserk Mask is good. And that Redemption Amulet is... You know, it's tough to naysay that bad boy. It's really good as well. Plus 5 accuracy from rank 1, plus 10 crit, and a damage penalty. But we're offsetting that damage penalty and then some with the Redemption Amulet. And we're definitely offsetting the accuracy bonus. So if we switch to the Berserk Mask, hypothetically, we pick up a little extra HP, a bunch of crit, a bunch of speed. We get a huge penalty to stretch, resist, and virtue chance, and we don't heal anywhere near as much. I'm not sure that's worth it. 5 crit and 2 speed? I think overall, actually, 15% extra damage is gonna be more useful. I'm gonna buy this. Just because it's good, and we should keep it to keep our options open. But I don't think I'm going to equip it. We already have that. What are you? Heaven's Hairpin. You're terrible. Quick Draws Charms are... We already have one. They are pretty good, though. That's awful. That is... You know, that's actually not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I think we have one, though. That's shit. Garbage. You know what? We'll buy that just because it's cheap and we can afford it. And the Bounty Hunter's Unmovable Helmet is straight up crap. So we can ignore that as well. Do we have enough crests to upgrade our Survivalist? Nope. We need 60 exactly. So 60 crests then for our final upgrade. And that's all the maintenance for today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. And feel free to also list your favorite 80s song montage. Mine still, of course, Bone Symphony, with the immortal Put One Foot in Front of the Other from the Revenge of the Nerds soundtrack, but I digress. But if you enjoyed it, drop a like, that'll be great. If you'd like to catch more Darkest Dungeon, we post new episodes 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Consider subscribing as well. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.